A very good afternoon. You're watching Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. I'm Ekta Batra. With me is Sonal Bhutra. Well, it's turning out to be a session which is extremely quiet, but no complaints considering the record-breaking levels that our markets are sitting at. The Nifty Bank also just about lower by around 0.2%. But remember, it did hit an intraday lifetime high. So no complaints really coming in terms of the broader scale of the markets. On a week-to-date basis, the mid-caps have outperformed quite significantly. So they've done well with a gain of around 2% on a week-to-date basis and gaining around 1% at this point in time. Overall, quiet day considering it is the first day of a new series and the US markets were closed overnight as well. Hi, Sona.
Hey, Ekta. Yes, absolutely. So let's do one thing. We'll discuss all that Ekta just spoke about, the market technicals and individual stocks as well. But for now, we'll start the show with the top mid-cap headlines. Mid-caps outperform in a range-bound session amid few global cues. The rise in COVID cases in China are a bother. Realty, auto and industrial see green, while IT and FMCG flash red.
Punjab National Bank fires up on the government's approval to sell its entire holding in UTI AMC for over 1,300 crores.
PVR gains as it opens a 12-screen multiplex along with Kerala's first ever IMAX theatre in Thiruvananthapuram, expanding its footprint in South India.
Oberoi Realty gains after clarity emerges on its upcoming Mumbai project 360 West. The realtor says it will remain the main seller of the unsold units in the residential skyscraper complex. ICICI Securities says this will allay investor concerns and has an ad call on the stock.
All right, those are the stocks and the themes that we are tracking on Midcap Radar today. Markets absolutely flat. Couple of stocks in the broader market, since that theme is doing really well. We have something like a GSPL, which is up around 8%. There's Panama Petro is also up around 10%. And if we look at the constituents from the Nifty, it is Hero MotoCorp, which is at the day's high as we speak. So that stock is up around 1%. Tata Motors to Bajaj Auto as well. So these auto stocks, they have seen some recovery from the lows. Get some Maruti Suzuki as well here. So all these stocks are at the day's high as we speak. And a lot of broader market action, as I've been saying. But for now, let's do one thing. Let's welcome Hemain Kapadia of KR Choksi Securities for a technical check on the markets. Hemain, good afternoon. Thanks a lot for joining us. Well, another quiet day, but of course, after the ferocious rally that we saw yesterday, markets have come in for a consolidation. You expect that theme to continue?
A very good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Yes, I think, frankly speaking, we've had a short covering led move, Sonal, and we sustained. I thought 18,442 was important. That was the previous high. We've sustained above that. So firstly, as long as we remain above that, things are hunky-dory. But it looks a bit tired. Bank Nifty is also looking a bit stretched. So a little bit of period of consolidation wouldn't harm the market, frankly speaking. The VIX is at 13, so I don't think a big move is coming either up or down. And after yesterday's move, yes, we need to take a breather, and the all-time high was 18,604. We've gone to, 18,528, 550, 533 today. So, frankly speaking, a small cool-off would do a world of good. But yeah, stock-specific, like you mentioned, mid-caps are doing well.
Okay, well, Hemain, hi, afternoon. Just wanted to touch base on a couple of these stocks which are doing well in today's trading session. India Bulls Housing Finance, for example, that stock is up around 10%. We have BHEL, which is showing quite a comeback today. That stock is up around 8%. In fact, fresh 52-week high for that particular counter. How would you approach a couple of these broader market stocks? Which one would you prefer, in fact?
Frankly speaking, India Bulls Housing Finance has been a perennial underperformer. We were at, 1475, and we've gone to 80 rupees after that. So we've seen a deep underperformance, which time and again it seeks to rectify, but, it raises a lot of expectations, fall short. And another issue is that out of 10 times, 8 times it's in an FNO bank. But otherwise, coming specifically, yes, I think we've seen a high volume. Cash market has 4 crore volume today, and the day is not yet over. A breakout comes in at around 143. So the technical setup has improved. We moved sideways for almost 13 weeks, and now we are on the cusp of a breakout. So yes, the structure has improved. Setup seems fine, and it looks like it could finally deliver. BHEL, on the other hand, looks brilliant from a longer-term point of view. If I look at the monthly and quarterly charts, we are at 81 right now, 100 and 130, two targets. This would probably be from a slightly longer term point of view. Looks nice, and after almost a year of consolidation, it's setting the stage for a breakout again. Looks very interesting.
Hey, Himain, thanks a lot for joining us, taking us through those market levels and technical picks as well. Have a great weekend. And with that, we'll move on and talk about our segment, Mid-Cap Movers. We have Vivek, as always, with us to take us through the mid-caps that are buzzing around in trade. Hey, Vivek.
Well, good afternoon. Clearly it's a day where the broader end of the market is outperforming, and select pockets that you've already highlighted. We are touching upon a few more sectors today, which are moving in tandem. First on our list is the entire tire pack. A couple of triggers here. Number one, the rubber prices have cooled off quite significantly from recent highs, and along with that, the fall as far as crude oil prices is seen as a positive as far as margin tailwinds are concerned. So JK Tyre, Apollo Tyre and CEAT, all three of them are moving in tandem in today's trading session. The other pack that we're looking at, all of the stocks that are today hitting a fresh 52-week high. Vascon Engineering, this stock is moving up on very strong volumes after a brief consolidation, after a very strong set of results. Reddington, the last 2 to 3 trading sessions, this stock too has broken out, and Skipper too today has hit a fresh 52-week high. On the other hand, some of the stocks that we're tracking where volume action has been very strong. RBL Bank, up almost 6.5%, and also Indiabulls Housing Finance is up today on very strong volumes. Russell India has cooled off a little bit from the day's high, but this stock is in focus on the back of the fact that yesterday Quant Mutual Fund picked up a significant stake here. On the other hand, some of the stocks that are losing in today's trading session, Mazagon Dock, Cochin Shipyard, are seeing profit booking, and Siemens today falls after the downgrade by Nomura.
Okay, all right, Vivek. Thanks very much for that. So a whole host of stocks that you need to keep on your radar within this trading session. A lot of sectors in focus. Time to take a short break. But up next, we'll connect with the first management on our show. Farooq Patel, the CMD of KPI Green Energy, will join in to discuss their business. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, for the markets, it's holding up quite steady. We have the mid-cap index, which is up around 1% at this point in time. A lot of stocks buzzing around. For example, ITDC, which is up around 17%. Pearl Polymers, that's gaining quite a bit in terms of volumes as well as price action. So that stock is up around 15%. So a lot to talk about in terms of individual stocks. In fact, let's continue our focus in terms of individual stocks. We do have KPI Green Energy, which is in focus, the renewable energy player. Board is set to consider a bonus issue at its meeting next week. Note that the Surat-based company, in fact, got a commissioning certificate for its 5.4 megawatt solar project in Gujarat earlier this month, and also reported what was a healthy second quarter. To discuss the status of orders, price pressure, business overall, we have with us Farooq Patel, who's the chairman and the MD of KPI Green Energy, joining in now. Mr. Patel, hi. Thank you very much for joining in. If you could just start by giving us more perspective with regards to the solar power project, which is going to get commissioned soon. What does it bring to the table, and what are the details that we can expect?
Thank you very much, Sonal. Very good afternoon to you, all of you. The solar power project which we have commissioned last month, it was commissioned in 4 months altogether. So we have completed that project, and we are coming with the more megawatt in this quarter also. So we are doing very nicely execution that shows the strength of the company also, that whatever order we have in our hand, we are going to complete in timelines.
Okay, so you're going to complete it in timeline. You've commissioned a new project this month. You also have a 16.1 megawatt hybrid power project where you started operations to set it up. Can you give us a sense of where is it in terms of commissioning? How much more money is to be put there? And have you fixed pricing in terms of PPAs? Is financial closure in place? More details as to what this particular project will bring to the table.
See, our current capacity in IPP is 100 megawatt. And after the 16.1 megawatt hybrid, it means a 16.1 wind and 10 megawatt is solar. Altogether is a 26.1 megawatt we are going to commission by this financial year. So our IPP capacity will be raised And of course, the CPP capacity will be raised also altogether. We are going to touch by this financial year 300 plus megawatt. And we are running towards our goal of 25 calendar years, 1000 megawatt. We are running towards that. This shows the perfection and the solidness of the company. And of course, your question is a 16.1 megawatt hybrid PPAs. Already, we have done that PPA with the customer. And after that, we closer our financials also, and we get the money from the SBI, and we are doing execution in that. And it is in Fulsar, Mahua. The side is in Gujarat, where the very good PLF of wind and the solar also.
Okay, can you tell us what the inflation outlook is for you all? Because we do understand that solar module raw materials are facing quite a hike in terms of input costs. And, you know, if you could provide more perspective in terms of whether your current contracts do have a price escalation, contract within that. And can you tell us to what extent and how much do you think margins can probably be protected?
See, last year, whatever we got the contract, we have purchased in a bulk, so there is no any effect to our customer, and same there is no any effect the profit also to our company, KPI. So one thing is very clear. Last year, whatever project we have got in our hand, we are completing in that. And next year also, we are going to do the bulk purchase again in the solar panel. So we are trying our best to protect the profit, whatever we are giving in the last few years. The same thing we are continuing, and we confident that we will do it in next years and next years also.
So, Mr. Patel, you're making bulk orders, as you say, and you're trying to protect your margins. In Q2, margins were at 33% versus 41% that you saw in the year gone by. What kind of margin outlook do you have for FY23 in that case?
You can expect the Q2 margin with the continuously in Q3 and Q4 also. So we have purchased the panel and all the things. So we have has the profit, you can say that.
So expecting similar margins in Q3 and Q4 as well, is what you just said?
Yes.
Okay. You're diversifying into different segments, say for example, solar rooftops and other segments. Can you just surprise us of your plans there and where do they stand?
At this moment, we are not going into the solar rooftop in a big way.
Okay.
But of course, we are very, very bullish in the hybrid. So for that only, we are commissioning this year 16.1, and next year's we will do it more in the hybrid. That is for sure.
So when you say that you're looking in terms of diversifying into wind, solar, hybrid, and you're probably looking to increase your focus more next year, can you elaborate your plans there? What is the capex which is set aside? What is the kind of demand that you're probably looking at?
Of course, the hybrid give a very good PLF, and the demand is big also in Gujarat and of course in out of Gujarat also. So we are expert in the solar. At the same time, the company also they are doing a wind. So we have a both of experience in our kitty, and we can go aggressively. That is for sure. And our team is strengthening. And next year you will see the more and very good numbers in hybrid from KPI Green also.
The last question before we let you go, Mr. Patel, when you talk about better PLFs in the hybrid segment, how much better is it? If you can just give us a comparison, how much higher would that be, or how much better are they?
It is like hybrid is nothing but the same infrastructure used for the solar and wind. So for example, if the 37% PLF from the wind we are utilizing for the same line, solar PLF also. Altogether, it goes to the 48 to 52% PLF in the hybrid.
Okay.
And policy is so lucrative also in Gujarat nowadays in hybrid. So you can have the better performance and better IRR also.
Okay, fair enough, Mr. Patel. That point is taken. We'll touch base with you for more details in the future. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that's KPI Green Energy. That stock has been a complete rank outperformer on a year-to-date basis. If you had invested in the stock at the start of the year and had stuck on, you would have at least made returns of around 180%. Just to put it into perspective, it started the year with around 327 rupees in terms of a stock price, and just look at where it stands in today's trade, 915 odd rupees for that particular counter. Need to take a short break, but a quick programming note. In a few hours from now, CNBC TV18 is all set to lead the charge with a one-of-a-kind mega initiative, Future Female Forward, the Women's Collective presented by HSBC. Catch the on-ground event in the presence of Shireen Ban, Managing Editor CNBC TV18, Hitendra Dave of HSBC, and other women leaders of India Inc. Live this evening, 5:30 p.m. onwards. Also in attendance will be some of the most influential voices from the business, entrepreneurship and entertainment spaces. Don't forget to tune in to CNBC TV18 this evening, 5:30 p.m. on.
Welcome back. Still tuned into Midcap Radar. While there is some recovery in the benchmark index, we have Eicher Motors, which is at the day's high. Also the likes of Wipro, Cipla, Tata Motors, all of them higher. And the Nifty right now is sitting with gains of around 20 odd points. And the mid-caps, they continue to outperform with gains of 1%. And speaking of mid-caps, this is our special segment, Mid-Cap Spotlight. Nigel is focusing on a stock which we don't talk about so often, Hariom Pipe Industries, that is reacting today up almost 10%, Nigel.
Well, that's right. Not just we don't talk about, I've never tracked it before, but I was just looking at the piece of news that the management disclosed overnight, and it appears that the street likes what they have seen, because Hariom Pipes is locked in upper circuit with a gain of around 10%. Remember, it's a small market capitalization, only around 800 crores odd. But what's been the piece of news? Well, they've said that they've completed setting up the 15-ton electric melting furnace, and they've commissioned this as well. So commercial production will start effective today. In addition to that, they go on to state that the MS billet capacity has moved up from around 95,000 tons to around 105,000 tons. So that's more than a 10% increase in total capacity. Also, in the last 1 month or so, the company said that they've obtained close to around 94 crores of a loan from Canara Bank. And they're looking at modern cold rolled steel mill. That's point number one. The second factor is they're also looking at value-added products, it seems, because they're looking at setting up a galvanized pipe manufacturing plant. So put all these factors together, it seems the street is quite enthused. Float is not very, very high, and it's a small market cap, but for the time being, the stock is up close to around 10%, so we thought we'd point it out to our viewers. Back to you.
Okay. All right, Nigel, thanks very much for that. Well, let's move on then. It is Box Office Friday, and a lot of the multiplex stocks are buzzing. The recently released Drishyam 2 has already entered the 100 crore club, while there are some big ticket releases lined up as well. Whether or not they do well, what's the lineup like? Vahishta joins in to give us more details.
Hi, Ekta. Thanks for that. Yes, it is a Friday, and let's talk about movies once again. Drishyam 2, like you mentioned, which was a legacy movie, has already clocked 64 crores in its first weekend collection, has already crossed the 100 crore mark till date, and of course there could be more to go. So hopes are now pinned for a better Q3 after the Hindi box office slow performance, which was in Q2 of FY23. The lifetime collections for movies that were released in Q3 till date is at 481 crores, which is to be compared with 812 crores in Q2 of FY23. Remember, we are not doing a year-on-year comparison because last year Q3 and Q2 were affected by COVID-led restrictions. There are some emerging green shoots in the Hindi content with a decent pipeline for remaining part of Q3, which includes Varun Dhawan starrer Bedia, which is releasing today. Also, there are some recent pre-bookings in this movie already. For the remaining part of Q3, we have Ranveer Singh starrer Circus, we have Avatar, and a regional movie called Kushi, which is planning to be releasing. So such movie lineups do bring some great hope for the Hindi movie industry to move out of the turbulent times after a string of failures in the recent past. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Vaishta, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. That's all about the movie lineup, and hope you all are going to be enjoying that as well over the weekend. And with that, we'll take your leave on this edition of Midcap Radar. Do stay tuned. Your stocks when we return.